The Blue Vest by Patrick Jones. Time is supposed to be a constant. A day is a day, an hour is an hour, and a second is supposed to be a second. At least that's the way it's supposed to be. And you get one life that's made up of years, hopefully, that stack up on top of another, and they're all supposed to measure the same amount of time, those years. But they don't always do that. There are days that seem to last forever. There are seconds that stall and remain suspended in some sort of bizarre slow motion. That's the way life is. Parts of it are bigger than other parts. They have more impact. The time continuum gets expanded, and hyper-awareness drags out the hours and the days, and they leave an indelible impression on your soul. Could be a good thing that causes this. Maybe it was winning a championship game in high school. Maybe it was surfing your first wave or your first parachute jump, a first kiss, a new love, a new car, or holding your newborn child for the first time. But maybe it's a bad thing. A car accident, losing a job, a fire, a breakup, being cheated on, being told someone you knew had a major health condition. Perhaps it was the moment that you were told one of your loved ones had died. And these times, you remember where you were, the words you heard, and you remember the anguish you felt. And these incidents, good or bad, they leave a mark. Most of these instances are short, maybe a few minutes, maybe an hour, perhaps it stretches out to a day, but some last for years. You're regularly faced with highly charged emotions and in your mind, life or death situations and shots of adrenaline. You don't get that much sleep and food tastes horrible, and you live under the constant foreboding weight of your mind or heart being torn or battered, and it doesn't stop. It doesn't let up, and at the end of the day is only the beginning of another, each with its own risk and each one with its own reward. And that risk and that reward is what you begin to live off of. Like a gambling addict who can't walk away from the table. You can't bring yourself to walk away, so you carry on. Eventually, you and the people by your side have lived lifetimes worth of life in a matter of months. And those people, the people that survive with you, helped you, lifted you, and carried you, become your brothers and sisters. The ones that don't survive, don't support, become your past, and some, even your heroes. That part of your life becomes the standard to which all other parts are measured. The last 4 years of my life have been a synopsis of what I've written in the previous sentences. There isn't a quote-unquote L I haven't taken, and truth be told, I've deserved every single one. Lost a job? Yep. Hospital stay? Sure thing. Lost friends to suicide? Check. Close friends and former teammates pass away? Check. Cheated on? Check. Dumped? Check. Lights turned off? Check. Lost my house? Check. Wondering where my next meal will come from? Yep. So you see how the list grows and grows. There isn't much deeper or darker that I could have reached, but sometimes it just takes a small ember to ignite a blaze. I found that ember late in 2018, and even though the worst of the worst was still to come, I never let it get me back down. Nothing was going to stop me from pushing to the top. I've had friends who were closer to me than my own blood disappear. Put my faith in those I thought I could trust only to have it smashed. But again, I never gave up. I kept my head down, wrote down my goals, and smashed every single one. I write all of this to finally come to what has seemed in my mind a sort of a coronation in my life. Last October, I got a job that I loved. I didn't realize it at the time, but the bosses I had were literally tearing me down and making me miserable. I let it impact almost every single aspect of my life. In January, I received a call from a close friend on a Saturday night wanting me to come work with him. Without notice, I took it and ran. My first day on the new job, my boss asked me to do something and said please and thank you. Great leaders do that. My third day, I was offered a promotion and took it. As I progressed in that position, I noticed the guys with the blue vests walking around. Each department is designated by a color of vest. When I asked about the blue vest, I was told everyone wanted to be a blue vest. It was the top tier, and most of the employees wanted that blue vest. A month ago, a spot opened up in logistics, the blue vest spot department, and I wanted to give my boss a talking to about that spot. He was pumped for me to step in and see how I would do. He said, we'll give you a month and we'll see how it goes. It's a tough position, and we're running through people like crazy. 3 people had walked out of that spot in the last 2 months. On Tuesday, I got to work, and was the first in our office, like I've done from the day I started my position. My boss and his boss followed me about 10 minutes later. I could hear them talking, but wasn't really paying attention until I heard my name. Get Patrick his blue vest. He's cleared, and the promotion is his. I had to stop and not turn around for a second because hearing those words literally made me tear up. It had been 4 very long years and a lot of tumbles back down the mountain. I never thought I would make it back up. The point of all this is not to boast or brag, but it's to tell those who are down or struggling to never stop trying. So many times I wanted to quit, wanted to run far away and never look back. I can't thank the people who stood by me and picked me up every single step enough. You know who you are, and I owe you a debt that can never be repaid. I love you more than you'll ever know. To those of you who are struggling and having trouble getting up that mountain, go find your blue vest and work like you've never worked before. You can make it to the mountaintop if you do not quit and do not give up. There will be struggles and there will be times you want to quit and give up. One word, don't. Write down your dreams so they become goals and go out and go on the attack and smash them. Patrick Jones is an achiever of goals and a liver of life. He enjoys rooting for the Ohio State University Buckeyes during every second of every sport and has a passion for officiating sports as well. Myself and Patrick have been friends for over a decade. If you enjoyed that story and would like to read more like it, please check out the book Beacons in the Darkness, Inspirational Stories from People I Know, available everywhere books are sold, profits from which are donated to an animal rescue.